Okay, so good evening, guys. So welcome back. So we are going to continue our day 9 session today, day 9 session, and as you know that we are taking a session on Linux itself. So today is day 9, and the date is 27th of your July 2024, and the timing is 8:22 p.m. IST. In yesterday's session, so we had covered some ample things. Like what are the things we covered? We covered something on the special types of files which are there, like named pipe, FIFO file, character device file, block device file. We also understood like what are the use case of this special types of files. And also we try to learn about what are the different special files which we use. So we might use the /dev null, /dev full, and /dev zero. These are some of the important character device file which I will be using later. Mostly in the scripts, we'll be using this special types of files, right? As well as after that, we had learned about what is a socket, right? So socket is also a that's a seventh type of file. And the socket is basically used for communicating between two different processes running in a two different machine over the network. So whenever the client want to communicate to the server or server want to communicate to the client, then how the communication happen between these two servers, right? Then there is a socket we need. Without a socket, you cannot communicate between two different servers or two different machines actually. So socket is required, and for creating it, mksock is a command which we use for creating a socket file. After that, we had discussed about the redirection operators. We also discussed about what exactly redirection operator is all about. We learned about something on every process will have minimum 3 file descriptors allocated: 0, 1, and 2. Right? 0 stands for standard input, 1 stands for standard output, and 2 stands for standard error. So those are file descriptors we use. So we use that always whenever a process gets created. Automatically, these 3 FDs or file descriptors are already being used by every process. And also we discussed about like how to write a simple C program, how to compile it, and how to execute a program. That's what we learned. And we saw that whenever you want to compile a C program, you use a GCC compiler to compile the program. And the compiler has these 3 stages, right? So we understood all these things. And like whatever the output file we got a.out, this is because assembler output, or it is a ELF executable format file, we say. ELF means executable and linking format. So this is what we had learned, right, in yesterday's session. What we're going to do today, guys, we will start with the uh, we'll start with writing a simple shell script and see how to execute it. This is what a simple experiment will do. Second is that we will spend some 15 minutes on time on VEditor. Let us learn about basics of how exactly VEditor works, which we all have to know, because that every day we will be playing around with the files. It means that you need to do a lot of operation onto the file. So we have to know some editors. Either you can learn the nano editor or VI editor. So VI editor is most famous because VI editor works in almost every flavor of Linux. It would be Red Hat, Ubuntu, or SUSE, or any other flavor. It works actually. That's what people in the industry, they use always V-editor a lot. Nano editor is also used actually. Nano editor is also available in almost all the Linux flavors. But sometimes what happened, people are very much comfortable in V-editor. That's what we have to learn. So V-editor, we'll spend around 15 to 20 minutes today learning basic things, guys. The advanced VI editors, I'm going to take in some weekend, like either Saturday or Sunday. Not this weekend, next weekend we'll take, because this coming weekend, then next weekend, we are going to have the Linux shell scripting class. But next to next weekend, whenever we have a free time, right, I will take 1 hour, 1.5 hour session on advanced VI editors actually, which is required. And also I will give you the links, I will give you some tutorials, I'll share some PDFs so that you can even go through by your own also. Right. So this is what it is. And the third thing is that we are going to continue with some more Linux command. So this would be our today's agenda. Right now, yesterday we understood how to write a simple C program and compile it. Fine. Now what we are going to see, we are going to see that how to write a simple shell script. Now, whenever we write any shell script, guys, always you have to make sure that the shell script file should have an extension as of .sh. SH means it is a shell script, we say. But you know that always, right, whenever you have an SH, you know that for the bound shell, right, the first shell which was which came into the market, right, the bound shell in short, because SH actually. right? So the same extension even today also we are giving. So any script, either it could be a bound shell scripting or bash shell script, always will give a first, the extension will give as a .sh. It is for a human representation. So whenever we, in Linux or in Windows, whenever you give any extent to a file, it is always for a human representation or for human understanding, we always give an extension. Say for example, shell script, we give .sh as an extension. Similarly, whenever you're writing any Perl program, you will give .pl Perl. Whenever you want to write a Python, we'll say .py. Whenever you write a C program, you will give .c. Whenever you write shell script, we will give C++, you will give .cpp. Whenever you write any Java, you will give .java. So this is an extension what we give it actually. And why we give it? It is for a human representation, just for us to understand what type of file it is, whether it's a C file or it's a Java file, whether it's a Perl, whether it's a Python, whether it's a TK scripting with a .tk. So we give an extension. So now suppose assume that I want to write my first shell script. I'll just say vi first something, first script.sh, right? This is what we will be creating this with this file name. So let us go here. So I will use a vi first underscore or first script.sh. Always you have to make sure that you give an extension. Yes, correct. Yes, Tmux also we will do in a weekend. Yes, we'll also do that also. Next class, what we will do in 1 or 2 session, I will show you like how in the mobile XTAM, I will install in front of you in one of the session, and also show you like how you can log in a mobile XTAM, or else even on with the super putty also I will show you. Like, so one by one we will cover everything. And also like as I said, right, once we start getting into the Git or any other like Jenkins and all, I will start using a Visual Studio Code also. So we need to wait for some time. I will be installing everything, and there will be everything, everything, whatever the script or program which I have to write, everything I'll be writing in the Visual Studio Code itself, right? So now, yes, correct, right, Vasu, Tmux. Now, so I'll be writing a script with a .sh as an extension. We are not really getting into anything on in depth on writing a script. A very simple script I'm writing. And then like I have opened a file. So I'll go to the insert mode. You have to press I. So always the first line should be hashbang /bin/bash. This is what the first line it should be, right? And then like we will be writing something like echo, enter the value, something, read var, echo $of var. So I'm just writing a very simple shell script, which is just a 3 lines of code, and we will just write this 3 lines, right? So let me copy this and just paste in a notepad here. What we are doing here, we are writing a simple 3 or 4 line of code. The first line is hashbang /bin/bash. Hashbang we call it as a magic characters. Hashbang we call it as a magic character. Or we can even call it as a shebang. Hashbang is the shebang. So shebang will tell that you please execute this scripts under the bash shell. Suppose you're writing a script on the corn shell tomorrow, or you're writing a script on the C shell. You will write hashbang /bin/chs. It means that you want to execute all the below script or below code, whatever you have written, right? That you please execute in the C shell. So whenever you write any Python script, hashbang /usr/bin/python, like this. So whenever you want to execute the script under the Python interpreter, you have to give like this hashbang /usr bin python. So this hashbang we call the shebang or the magic character. This will tell that please execute this script under that particular interpreter or under that particular shell. So I'm using a bash shell. So this code will get executed by your bash shell. Right? Now, what are the lines we have written? Echo, enter the value. Echo, what it does, it is going to just print the screen, print this string to the standard output or not, but your monitor. Fine. After that, you are having a read var. So read is one of the command in Windows, Linux. Actually, read will ask input from the user. So it is something like in C, we have scanf, right? Scanf will ask always input from the user. If you call a scanf, it means that it will wait until a user gives some inputs. So same thing in case of a script. If you're calling anywhere read and specify the variable name, something like a var, read will wait unless and until a user gives the input. Once the user gives the input, right, that value will be assigned to the variable var. And finally, you are displaying the value of that variable, whatever you have placed. Echo dollar means it will print the value. Means what are the inputs you have given? Say, for example, for the var value, you have given the value as 10. So it says that when you give a value 10, the 10 value will be assigned to the variable var. And in the last line, you are just displaying the same value, whatever you have given as an input. So I've given a 10 means echo dollar var means it will print it actually. So here I'm using some special symbol known as a dollar var. What is this dollar var? So for example, now we'll go to the, I will save this script, guys, and I will come out. So I'll say shift colon WQ exclamatory. Now suppose assume that I'm giving a value A is equal to 10. So that I'm creating a variable by name A is equal to 10 like this. Directly I'm creating in the shell. A is equal to 10. Then if I want to print the value of A, I'll say echo dollar of A. Then you could see that the value of A will be printed to the screen. So what is dollar is doing there? Dollar is going to extract the value of the variable A and echo is printing. So what the dollar will do? Dollar will extract the value of A and echo is printing. Right? Okay. So dollar is having a special meaning in bash. So what dollar will do? Dollar will extract the value of the variable. That's all it does. And finally, echo will print it. So what I'm doing here in this case, when I give an input, the value will be assigned to the var because read will wait for the input to be given by the user. Once a user gives the value or enters the values, so that value will be assigned to the variable var. And in the last line, echo dollar var. It means that it will try to print the var variable. So dollar, what is doing? Dollar is extracting the value of the variable, we have to say. Clear? So this dollar is a special meaning. Sometime in interview, they'll ask, what is a dollar man in bash shell? You have to say it will give you the, what it will give? It will give you the, it will going to extract the value of the variable, you have to say. Okay, then if that is the case, what is double dollar in Linux? A double dollar will print the PID of the process actually. Parent process or what? Echo dollar, double dollar. It will print the, what it will do? It will print the second dollar $PPID. What is dollar $PPID? Yeah, it will print your current running process. So whenever a question comes like how you can print, read is a command, man. Read is a command, Linux command, which will ask an input from the user. Now, if I say read A, enter, I'm giving 100. Echo dollar $A, it will print it. So whatever the value which I'm giving, no, that will be assigned to the variable A. So read will ask an input from a user. You have to give some input. And where that input will be stored, that will be stored to the variable A. Okay. Suppose you are giving read without any variable, right? I'll give 100. It will be stored. How to display it? Echo dollar of underscore or echo dollar of hyphen something. What is it? Anyone knows about that? How to print the one second, read echo dollar of, what is it, man? Not hyphen, underscore. Oh my God, I have forgotten. One second. How I can forget this? Echo dollar of underscore only. Oh my God. There is some variable, default variable is there. So if you're not defining any variable, I will let you know later. So that variable, the value, whatever you give, some default variable, it will be stored. How to print is echo dollar underscore only. I don't know why it is not printing. I'm doing some mistake over here. I will get back to you. So coming back here, what I'm saying that if you do a read of A, so A is a variable which you are using and the value what the user gives, right, that will be assigned to the variable A. And in the next line, I'm doing echo dollar A, I'm printing that value. So read is always basically used to, it will use for an input to be given by the user itself. Am I clear on this? Now, so what I'm trying to do here, like in the script, first.sh, you have written this small, 4 lines of code. That's all. Now, how to execute the script? Now you have written a script, how to execute it? Okay. So $, it will print the PID of the process. So whenever you want to print, so somebody, if they ask you the question, okay, dollar, I understood what you're saying. It's going to extract the value of the variable. If I'm using $, what is the meaning of $, in bash shell? You have to say $, will give you the PID of your batch itself. So what is PID? Means process identification number or process ID. So every process in Linux has a process ID. So what is it? We will discuss after some time, right? But right now understand that it is going to print the PID of the current running process. So if you do a double echo $, it'll give you the information of the PID of the current running process. The PID of the current running process is nothing but your bash shell itself. So whenever you want to print or whenever you want to get the PID of the bash shell, you have to say echo $. So $, again, it is a special variable, or it's a special symbol which is used in a bash shell to display your current running process PID. The current running process is not but your bash shell. Clear? Now, coming back here. So you have a script now, guys. Sh. I want to execute the script. Now, what are the ways to execute the scripts? So there are 3 ways are there to execute the script. How to execute the script? There are three methods actually. So answer is there are 3 methods. There are 3 methods. What are those 3 methods? The first method is nothing but your sh space specify the script name. In my case, it is first script.sh. This is the first method to execute the script, right? And you can either do sh or you can do a bash space specify the script name. This is the first method. The second method is /first.sh. But when you execute the script, always / and the script name, it will throw an error saying that permission denied. You don't have an execute permission. Then first you have to give the execute permission. You can do a chmod +x and specify the script name .sh, first script.sh, and then execute with this method. So when you're directly executing this for the first time, it will throw error saying that the script doesn't have execute permission. Then what you have to do, you have to give explicitly the execute permission. How you will do that? chmod +x space first script.sh. When you give the execute permission, then you run with the second method, it will work. And the third method of executing is source space specify the script name or dot space specify the script name. So here in this case, source or dot is one of the same. You can use source or you can use dot. So shall we see how to execute this script? Yes. Let us go to the terminal. Just say sh first script.sh. So it is asking to enter the value. Let me give my name Rajesh and enter. It will print the same thing. Right? So you can give anything. You can either give a alpha or you can give the numeric value or alpha numeric value. Any inputs you give, it will take that and finally it will print it. So first script.sh, right? Like this. Anything you give, the same thing will be printed. This is the first method. Second method is /first script.sh. This is the second method. But as I said, when you're executing for the first time, you will get an error saying that permission denied. You don't have the execute permission. Then how you are going to do? chmod +x first script.sh. Now you execute with the second method. Now it will work. Right? And the last method is source space first.sh or dot space first.sh. Is it clear, guys? These 3 methods of executing a script. Most of the time in industry, we'll be using this /first.sh / and give the script name, or else sh space specify the script name. Right? So when I'm doing sh space specify the script name, it is executing the script, no doubt. It is executing. But what is sh? So if you try out where is sh, say that /usr bin sh. Okay, if I do ls-l /usr bin sh, it is actually a soft link to the dash shell. So when I'm doing sh space specify the script name, it is actually calling a dash shell to execute your script. So if I directly run like this, dash space first script.sh, it will run like this. sh is actually calling a dash, or else I can call a bash space specify the script name. It will work. So either you can use
Rajesh?
the first. Yes, sir.
So if we are calling with dash, but I see that the shebang is actually bash. So let's say if there are some commands which doesn't work with dash, so it will fail probably, or?
Yes. Now what is happening now, sir? When you are actually calling, see, when you're calling your shell here like this, right? What it will do now, this script will be executed by your bash shell itself, because in the command line itself, you're calling the script to be executed by that particular shell. Now, when you're calling for the second method like this, now what you're telling, no, what it will do that when you're executing dot slash special script name, what it will do, no, it will open the script, and then what happened, whatever the first line interpreter is there, no, in that interpreter, the script will get executed. Did you understood?
Okay.
So
okay,
now when you're calling, suppose I'm calling ksh script.sh, it is actually executed by your, even though the script is a bash script, you are invoking the k shell to execute the script. So this script is executed by the k shell itself.
So the first shebang will be ignored in this case.
Yes, it will be ignored if you are calling directly the interpreter in the command line itself. If you're not calling an interpreter like this, right? Then whatever the line which is there in the first line in the script, right? That interpreter will get called.
Okay, but I think this will fail. Let's say somebody has written a bash script and there is a command which doesn't work in K shell. I believe it's not compatible with all kind of things.
See, bash shell is
could be some
yeah, then it definitely throw a syntax error, definitely, no doubt. See, if there is any syntax which is not followed by the conshell, definitely it will not. But what happened, most of the script which you have written in the conshell, in your conch shell, right, the K shell, that is executed even by the bash shell also, because bash is a superset of your C shell as well as the conch shell. So what are the syntax which you have in the C shell and the conch shell? Your bash shell supports those syntax also. No doubt in that.
Sir, I have a question regarding the source. Okay. You executed a script through the source.
Yes.
What I faced while I was writing in my while as I was writing script in my environment. Okay, I tried multiple times with the dot slash to execute the script. I was calling another script in the script, but it was not executing. But when I used the source command, then it worked perfectly. Why this was happened, I did not get. Can you please?
See what happened now. See what happens, right? I mean, I don't know what is your script. I will tell you, I don't know what your script is all about. See, for example, simple man, when we are using these two methods, right? What are the two methods which are using? The two methods what we're using is that actually either you will be using a sh space specify the script name. Come on.
One thing, what was happened? That was the Perl script. Okay, I was executing that Perl script. I was trying to execute that.
That's what I don't know. If you show me that script, no. If you show me the script, I will understand it.
Okay.
I'm just giving some hypothetical. I'm telling you.
Is the dash shell compliant with or compatible with bash?
So yeah, it's compatible with bash. Correct. Dash shell is a kind of a shell provided by your Linux, Ubuntu Linux now. So this dash shell is not there in your Red Hat.
Obviously, because it's a Debian based.
Yes.
Debian Armquist shell, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So
now what happened? Yes, when you install Ubuntu, right, dash and the sh bash shell are given this shell. Right? These are the two shells which get installed it actually. So this is something which is given by the specific distribution itself actually.
I believe it's a minimal version of bash.
Yeah, minimal. Yeah, you can say minimal version of bash. Yes, like that.
So if you are using some slightly advanced shell scripting feature, it may not run with dash.
Yes, it will not run, sir. For example, in case of there is an arithmetic operation by name let, let.
Let, yes.
Let will not work in your dash shell.
Okay.
Yeah, like that, there are many other which will not work actually. Yes.
And just one more thing, going back a little bit, what exactly were you trying to do? You were trying to echo dollar something?
Dollar of where?
No, no, not that, not that. I'm talking about these more special variables like
Double
dollar.
dollar. Double dollar.
No, no, no. Further ahead, see, I'm aware of dollar at and dollar question mark, dollar underscore, but you were trying to do something else there.
Okay, okay. No, no. What I was means actually, like when I'm giving any input, right? Like I'm using a read command. If I'm not giving any variable name, right? If I'm just saying read, this value, whatever I'm giving, no, this value, it will be stored in some default variable.
Okay, okay.
That default variable, there is a how to print a default variable. I was just thinking that. I mean, I did very long back. So there is some default variable. If you Google it out, you will get it, sir. What is the default variable in Bash shell?
Okay. So this one, what you just ran dollar hyphen. No, this gives what are all the flags which are enabled for the current shell. So H,
Yes, yes,
I is
yes,
interactive, M is something else,
yes,
S is
yes.
some. So
Yes,
that's
this
what.
is we call it as a we call it as a what do you call set not set value. Yeah, something set value.
Yeah, the
We can
basically
set or unset some characteristic in the bash actually.
correct. Yeah. So the flags that are features
Yes,
that are enabled.
yes,
Dollar
sir.
underscore, I believe, will give you the last argument for the last
Last argument, yeah, yeah, yeah.
of
Last
the
argument of what you said, right?
of the
But
previous command. Yeah.
yeah, but there is some other thing I think I'm missing. I am not recalling now.
Are you
Long
sure?
back, yeah.
Are you sure that there is something else
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this?
definitely.
Because
The
this is
default.
new. This one
No,
is
no,
new
it's
for me.
not. In my advanced shell scripting, I've thought about this. And
Are
see, I've just 4 months back I've thought, and now I'm forgetting
You
the
can try
default
echo.
variable in a bash shell. Uh, like that. Default shell bash command line.
maybe something there. If it is
Yeah,
unset, just scroll up. I think we found something slightly. If it is unset or empty, scroll down a bit. There was something there.
once again.
Yeah, unset, not empty, something there.
This is okay, sir. We are unsetting the variable. Here we are setting
Okay, okay.
unsetting it
Right,
actually.
right.
No, no, not. I'm saying in the command line. Wait a second. How to read default?
Something like a null variable.
No, no, default.
वही
How
दे
to
जाओ
read
हमको
a
बहुआ
default variable
बहुआ दे
using
जाओ
read command in Linux.
बहुआ दे जाओ मोबाइल लगा के दे देते हैं हम अपने पास बैठा लेते हैं
Yeah, I think we are going to get now. Not this one. This we know anyhow. Oh man, where is it? I'll find out, sir. Anyhow, it is there in my recording also.
Okay, yeah, please, because this is
Yeah.
something interesting. I have never come across this.
Even I've forgotten. See, because we don't use it frequently, right? We will tend
Right,
to forget
yes.
it actually.
We always, most of the time, use named variables.
Yeah, named variables. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll get back to you, sir. I'll let you know. So coming back here. So coming to Sanjay's question. Now, what is happening, right? Whenever you're executing this script with sh script or dot slash, and you are executing everything in your default shell, that's a bash shell. Now, what happened, right? The nature of the nature, what exactly the nature of the bash shell? You know very well that whenever you're executing any task or any command, it has to create a subshell like this. It has to create a subshell, a small shell, or the child process shell. Now, this child process shell, right? This child process shell, it is going to execute this script actually. This is a child process of your main bash. And this child process will execute this script, whatever you are giving it. So sh space script dot sh or dot slash, with this first two method, whenever you are executing the script, it will create a processes like the child processes. But whereas when you're executing the source or the dot, this will not create any subshell, or it will not create any child process or child shell. It itself will execute it. Say maybe, for example, sometime what happened, right? You are using some variable which the parent process or the main bash shell process is generating that variable. You want to make sure that variable is also reflected in your child process also. Then you need to export it, we say. You have to export it. When you export any variable, even the child process will also get that value. Or else suppose that you want to do a CD to a file or CD to some particular path, then sometime what happened, the child process will not be able to do a CD to that actually. So then if the shell itself want to do, if the bash itself want to do, then you have to run the source or the dot. So when you're running source script or the dot script, it means that don't create any child process, you do it yourself. So the shell itself will do. Sometime what happens, some script will work if you're doing source and specify that script name or dot like that.
Means it could be the reason like that.
I
the
want to
script.
see that script. If I able to see the script, then I'll understand why it is
No,
working on source.
I can actually I cannot show that script. Okay, that was the Perl script. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
So that was the Perl script.
Maybe
And
what happened? No,
I was
maybe
calling
what is
that
happening? No, I will
Perl
come to your point. Maybe what happened? No, when you are running through the Perl, definitely it's going to create a child process. Maybe some variables which it requires, right? That is not being exported properly to the child shell, so it is not getting executed at time.
I got I got the answer.
What's the answer
Thank
you
you.
got?
Actually, this is the I'm calling different Perl I mean the script, and this is the inside the bash script. I'm calling the Perl script. Okay, might be due to that reason this was not working, and you said that it creates the child process, right? So there will not be got any chance to create the child process.
Okay, yeah.
So directly it created the it created to directly one process.
Yeah, right. Sanjay, I got you, Sanjay. So Sanjay and others, what we can do that, I will, I think I have an example. Later I'll show you when I'm taking shell scripts. I will show you some of the script I'll show you. It will not work when I'm running with SH or back or with your dot slash. It will work with the source. Then I will explain that why it is not working like that, so that you'll get to know about that. Right? But you have to make sure that like whenever you see that, Rajesh, I'm running some configuration which should be reflect to your main bash itself. Right? Then what happened? We'll run the source file. We'll run the source command. It means that some configuration or some script, if we execute it, it has to reflect to the main parent shell itself. Then I will use either source or dot. Right? But in the real time, I'm saying in the real time scenario, when we are executing any script, right, we don't use much with the source or a dot something. Why? Because right, when we are running a source or dot, suppose in your shell script, you are using a exit command like this. Exit command. When you're using the exit command in your source or in your shell script, when you're somewhere in some condition you're using now, that exit what will do, it will make your shell itself to get killed to come out from that. You got it? What I'm saying? When you're executing a script, and if you with the help of source or dot, if you're using any exit command inside your shell script, it will kill your current running process itself. And if there are many other processes which are already running in the same terminal in the background, then all those processes will get killed. Hence, source or dot is not recommended to be executed when you're working in the real time. You have to always use either bash and the script name or dot slash. Better to use dot slash and the script name. Is it clear? Shall we move further? So guys, I hope you understood whatever I'm trying to tell here. Abhishek, any question you have? Okay, fine. So now coming back here. So this is what we understood. These are the three methods are there, and we'll be using most of the time this method only, dot slash and special script name. Okay. And always better that you should mention the first line, the interpreter name. Always, it is always better to mention what is an interpreter, and you have to give the correct path. Okay, good. Now coming back here. So after this, what we're going to understand. So let us understand some few minutes on VA editors. So guys, in Linux or in Unix, VA editor is one of the most important editor which we have today. And even till today, a lot of people are using VA editor heavily in the organization. So there is a lot of things to learn VA editor itself. But the thing is that I mean, whatever the best puzzle which you can use, which you will be using in the industry is nothing but the VA editor and the nano editor. Okay, these are the two best VA editors which we use in a day-to-day activity. And whenever you are learning or whenever working on a VA editor or in a nano, it is always better that we learn to some extent where we can comfortably work in our day-to-day activity, right? So we need to know enough options, enough shortcuts within a VA editor so that we can comfortably work on it. So what we are going to learn today, we are going to learn very basics on VA editor so that every one of you who are practicing Linux, right, whenever you try to create any file, do any operation on the file, please use a VA editor, and whatever the options we use, that whichever you have to learn, right, that we have to learn it anyhow. Later, you have to get learning in some of the advanced shortcuts, some of the advanced options which we have, that we'll be learning later after some point of time. So as of now, from today onwards, start using VA editor because it is very important. Right? Some of them might be using nano, no problem, you can use nano, but VA editor is also very much important. So why we have to use an nano editor? Because, for example, sometime what happened, right? Whenever you are given some Linux box machine where there is a minimal package been installed in your system, minimum package. So in that case, what happened? Whenever any system is given where there is minimal package, then in that case, in that server on that machine, you will not get the VA editor, because VA editor, again, you need to install that package, and that is little quite heavy packaging thing which you have to install and which you have to make use of it. Sometime in some environment, they will not allow any extra package to be installed. So in that case, nano is the base editor will be there in that server. So you should even know how nano also works. Many times you would have observed, even I have observed it in some servers, VA editor itself is not there. Then depend upon the nano editor only. Right. So now what we are going to learn today is that we are going to learn very basics of VA editor. So many of you already know that, but whenever you want to create any file, so we use a VA command. Either you use a VA command and the file name, something like, say, for example, file1.txt. So I can use a VA, or else you can use a vim command, vim file1.txt, like this. Either use vim or VI.
Hi sir, what is different between VI and Vim?
No. Most of the time, what happened? No, in some system, vim will be a soft link to the VI actually. If you are calling a vim also, it is in turn calling VI only. So you would see
Both
that,
are same.
yeah, both are same actually. It's a soft
Okay.
link actually. That's all. So now what happened? Whenever you are installing any enhanced Vim, right, where you will get some more extra features for the VI, right? Then at that case, we'll try to install a package known as a Vim edit enhanced package like this. .debian package, something like -4.2. Something version .debian package. If you install that, right, you'll get extra enhanced feature. So how you can actually make use of those enhancements? Say, for example, I want to use the coloring and all, right? I can use the coloring and all with the help of a Vim actually. Suppose you want to open a file, when you start typing, it should show in coloring, right? Then you can use a Vim actually. So Vim is used some enhanced feature, Vim can be used. Right? And or else in many systems, they would have set an alias for VA as a Vim actually. Then if you're using only VA, also coloring will come actually. So, but prior that is apart from the Vim common package, even Vim enhanced package should also be there. Right? Say, for example, if I go over here, yes, it's a VA editor improvise. Correct. That's what I'm saying. So now, enhanced will always get you'll get all the features of enhanced with the help of a Vim command. That's what Vim will be. Sometime it will be a soft link also to the VI. Like that. So now coming back here, so what we are doing that we will try to create a file with the help of a VI, and then we will try to write some text inside a file and save it. So before doing that, there are three modes we say. There are three modes. What are those three modes? One is a command mode. insert mode, and what is that? Third one is, I think, X mode actually. X mode. These are the three modes actually. So whenever I'm here, this is not the command line mode we say. Command line mode means something like you can execute some command. Say if I execute ls command, I can execute date command, I can execute. If I want to execute more than one command, I can say ls date, semicolon date, semicolon who. All the three commands I can execute like this. So this is nothing but the command line where you're executing a command. Right? Now, what is the second mode? It's not but insert mode. Okay. Whenever I want to open any file. I want to open a file or I want to create a new file. I will use something like vi first or else file 1.txt. So I want to open a file with a vi. So you're freshly open a file. When I say vi enter, you see it is showing as a new file. So you opened a file. Now, whenever you want to type something inside the file, you have to get into the insert mode. So to get into the insert mode, you have to press the button I or O, or there are many other options are there which will see it. It's like this, you have to use. So if I press I, it means that you see, if I press I, you'll get into the insert mode like this. See, insert mode. So here I can start typing some text inside the file like this. So once you complete typing, now you say that I want to save that file and quit from it. So to save and quit from the file, you have to be in X mode. First, what we say that you have to be in X mode, then only you can save and quit from the file. So already you are in insert mode. To come out from the insert mode, you have to always press escape. Escape will come out from the insert mode. If you press escape, escape button, you will come out from insert mode. And still you are not you are into the file. You are not into any mode where you have to save and quit or where you have to still write further anything, right? You are not into any mode. Now, whenever you want to save any file, you have to be in X mode. X mode means you have to always press shift colon. When you say shift colon, shift and specify that colon, then it means that you are in X mode. Now in X mode only you can save and quit from the file. So this is a third mode. So how to save and quit a file? There are three methods are there to save and quit a file. One is a shift colon WQ or shift colon WQ exclamatory. This will W means save, means quit. You are saving and quitting from the file, or else you can even save and quit. Bang means forcibly save and quit. What will do? This will do forcibly save and quit. This is the first way. Second way, either you have to say shift colon X, or you can say shift colon X exclamatory. This will also, X will also does the save and quit. And the last method is you have to press the button shift and you have to press the, Z button twice. So shift ZZ, that will also save and quit it. So let us see now. I can do either shift colon WQ exclamatory, or I can do a shift colon X exclamatory, right? Or else I can be shift ZZ. See, that will also save and quit. See, open the file, shift ZZ. So is it fine? These are the three methods of save and quitting. So I saved that, I opened the file, I typed all the text from the file. I want to save it, shift colon WQ exclamatory, save and quit. Sometime what happens if you open a file, and suppose here I open the file, I'll go to the insert mode and I will start typing some text. And what happened, right? You will write it, right? Later what happened, you will delete this line actually. Some operation, other operations you will do. Sometime what happened, right? If you do shift colon WQ enter, it will not properly save it. Or suppose you open this file, right? You open this file, delete this file like this, shift colon. Sometimes it will not save properly. It say that do you have to forcibly save and quit it? You have to say yes. Then what it will do that you have to do a shift colon WQ exclamatory. Forcibly you have to save and quit at that time. Sometimes if you just giving shift colon WQ, it will not save it. It will not allow you to save it. Then you have to forcibly save and quit it. That's what you use this exclamatory many of the times. Forcibly, you want to save and quit it. So shift colon X also same thing. Shift colon X exclamatory, same thing. Save and save and forcibly. So shift double Z, anyhow, it will forcibly save and quit it. Actually. So these are the three methods which we use it. Now, the thing is that whenever you're working in the shell script, it is always better that you need to have some shortcuts. It means that you should know some of the shortcuts when you're working in a shell scripts. So when you know about the shortcuts, you will be able to do everything in a very faster pace. Say, for example, you are a very good shell script writer or you are a very good Python developer. If you doesn't know some of the shortcuts in Aviator, you will struggle to do the changes when you are typing it actually. Then it will take a lot of time from you so that you will not be able to complete the whole programming or coding part very faster because you are struggling to do many other operations which you are not aware of it properly if you are using a Aviator. So always better that whenever you learn Aviator, we have to learn some of the very important shortcuts we need to know while typing it, as well as you should know some advanced feature also, so that will help you to type, do all the changes required, all the changes in the file in a very faster way. That's what people learn Aviator in a little bit in detail because that will help them when they are typing any big program, right? Or typing some text inside of it, right? They need that shortcut. They need that shortcuts most oftenly when they are doing at work, actually. So, and it is always important, guys. It's not like that whatever I have teached you till now in the Aviator, just like 10, 15 minutes, this much is sufficient. I would say this is just for a learner, beginner. But there are many other options are there which you have to learn. Those are shortcuts. Now, for example, what is it actually? Okay, I will open the file, vi file.1.sh.txt. Now you could see you'll say that Rajesh, there are 3 lines or 3 or 4 lines are there. I want to set the line number, or I want to show the line, I want to display line number. You have to say shift colon set NU. Set the line numbers. Shift colon set NU. So you're inside the file. So you want to set the line number when you're typing it, you have to say shift colon set NU. Now you can, whenever you type it, it'll also give you the line number also like this. So, right? So it will give you the line number. So if you don't want the line number, you have to say shift colon, sorry. What is it? Shift colon set no NU, no line number. So there will not be any line number. So now, so you are having so many lines, guys. Now you say that, Rajesh, I want to delete the last line of the file, or else I want to delete the second line of the file. So what you can do, you can place the cursor, you can press the button D twice, DD twice. It will delete the line number. So DD, if you press the word DD, D button twice, shortcuts, I'll say VI shortcuts. Right, what are those? If you press a D twice, it will delete the line. You'll say that, Rajesh, my cursor is here. I want to delete the 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, all the 3 lines. You can keep your cursor at this line and you can press the 3 numerical and say DD. It will delete all the 3 lines. So how you do it? You'll just say 3 and press the D twice. It will delete the 3 lines. Right? So now it will delete it. Now here you could see that here some space is there. You know that, Rajesh, I want to remove this space, means you have to press DD. It will delete the line. Now, if you press a DW, it will delete that word. DW means delete the word. See, I'm placing the cursor here. I'll just say DW. See, it will delete the word. It will delete the word. Right? It will delete the word. Right? Now, you say that, see here. How are you today? Something. I'm having big thing. Now you'll say that, Rajesh, I have this, how are you? Right? I want to delete one character at a time. How are you? How H I want to delete. You have to place your cursor at the H and press X. It will delete that particular character. So whenever you press X, that will delete that particular character. X, 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 X. See, I'm pressing X, X. It will delete that particular character. Like that. Right? It will delete that particular character. Right? Now you say that, Rajesh. So when you press X, it will delete that particular character. So wherever your cursor is pointing, wherever the cursor is pointing, that particular character it will delete it. That particular character it will delete it. Now you say that, Rajesh, I want to delete these 3 characters. How? HOW. How? You know that 3x will delete that 3 characters. 3x will delete the character. Now you say that, Rajesh, this is a big word. How are you? I want to delete from how are you today? From here till the last, I want to delete everything. So for example, I have something like this. You'll say that, Rajesh, I want to delete from who, why. So you from here till the end, whatever is the character, I don't want it. You can place your cursor, you can just say $. So $. Will delete the all the characters towards the right side, right? Towards your right side. Towards your right side. Right? So that is one thing. Now you will say that, Rajesh, I'm having this 3 line actually. So what you'll do, Rajesh, the first 3 line I want to copy and paste it after 5th line. So what you can do that, you can take here your cursor, you can just press 3YY. Sorry, man. What is it? You have to take your cursor here, press 3 and say YY. 3 means 3 lines means 3 YY means yanking, means copying. Come over here and just press P. It will paste it. So I want to copy the 3 line. 3 lines copy means you have to press 3YY. It will yanking means copying. Then wherever you want to copy, you have to take your cursor there and just press P. Just press the button P. It'll try to copy for 1 time. So say for example, you say that, Rajesh, I want to copy the first 2 lines, paste after 4th line. So I will just go here, 2YY, yanking means copying, 2 lines yanking, I'll say 2YY. Then where you have to paste it, I have to paste it here after the 4th line. See, or else you say that, Rajesh, I want to copy the 2YY, paste at the end, but I want to paste it for 10 times, 10 P. 10 times it will paste it. Right now, right? So Rajesh, there are 5 lines are there. Okay, I'm in the file. Right now, I want to go to the last line of the file. Here, I can take your cursor like this and I can go to the last line of the file. But how to go in the shortcuts? Can anyone tell me? Mahesh, do you have how you can go to the last line of the file?
DD.
Hey, that will delete the line. I want to go to the last line.
GG, sorry,
Shift
GG.
D. Shift D.
G.
Shift D.
Shift G.
Shift G or GG, one of
No,
these.
Shift G, sir. Shift G will take you to the last line of the file.
Yeah.
G double, if you press G double time, right, it will take you to the first line of the file.
Yeah, so that's what.
Yeah. See, if you don't use it, you'll forget actually.
Of course.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. If you don't use it, you'll forget. Like that, there are a lot of shortcuts are there which are very interesting. Yeah, we will learn all those things like that. Now you say that, Rajesh, I want to copy the first 3 lines and paste after 5th line. How to do it? We can say Shift colon 3 to first line to 3 lines. Copy copy. No, sorry. First to 1 to 3 lines. Copy, paste it after the 5th line. See what I did? So colon 1 comma 5 3 CO copy after the 5th line. Did you got it? So these are some of the shortcuts like that which we use it. Now, whenever I open any file, say for example, I want to open an etc possibility file. What I will do, I'll say vi -etc possibility file. I'll open it. Now you see there is somewhere where exactly I will find the word SSH. I don't know where is SSH. I want to search. This is a very big file. I want to search SSD. So I'll just say /SSHD. Can you see here? It will highlight here. See? Can you see here? It is getting highlighted here. So your cursor will go and it will stop there. Either you can use slash or either you can use question mark. Anything for the searching you can use question mark SSD. Okay, will take you. Whenever you want to, yeah.
Is it search with only starting with SSD or if
Start
it is
with
in
SSD.
no if the character SSD in middle of
Yeah,
the
that will
line.
also show. Yeah, that will also show. Anywhere, whatever it forms that pattern, no, it could be a separate word or it could be in between some word, big word. Everywhere that will pattern it will show. If you say that no, I want to only search what SSD only, then there is some special thing you have to find like this, like this. So what it will do, like it will try to only search for that SSD only. It will not search for any other thing. Like only you are giving that. I want only search for SD, not that one. Then you have to use some special character for that. Right? So whenever
Since this didn't work, can you check with regular expression?
that's what I'm using regular expression only.
No, but it didn't work. No, pattern not found. It said. Yeah, even I've forgotten, sir. SSHT. Yeah, this is working actually. I have to use this only. Yes. Dot slash bracket SSD and then close with that slash actually. It will take that pattern only, sir. We have to take this pattern works like this. Okay. Okay. So what else you have? I think that much is pretty much enough. I think as and when I come with the V8, right, I'll be showing many other options, right? We'll be doing like, for example, if you, yeah, correct. Yeah, Just
that's
try
what.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is what I tried, I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it is only checking for that pattern only, right?
Right.
Right. Okay, sir. Now what is there? Apart from this rest, as I said, right, as and when we are getting right, so I can open multiple files also. So here, for example, you could see that I'm having Alice, I'm having hello.c, John, I'm having, right. I can open the one file at many. I mean, I can open all the files, hello.c, Alice, error file like that. I can open all the three files at a time. First, we'll open hello. I'll say shift colon next, next. It'll go to the next file. Shift colon next. It'll go to the next file. Shift colon previous. It'll go to the previous file. Colon previous. It'll go to the previous file. Shift colon last. It'll go to the last file. Shift colon first. It'll go to the first. See, you can play around. You can open in a one file with the help of VI, and you can toggle between one file to other file by using the previous, next, last, right, and first and last like that. You can use it. So what I'm using first, last, previous, and next, next like this. These are the four things which will be here. Clear? Okay, guys. That's all. Okay. Many other are there. That's what I said, that we'll have one session on one weekend where we'll be dedicatedly learning for 1.5 hours or 2 hours only on V8. What you can do that you can go to your Google and you can go with the Vim tutor. Vim tutor. There's an online tutorial is there. This is a Vim tutor where you can learn the entire tutorial. So there are a lot of lessons are there from basic to advanced. You have to go through all these things, follow this instruction, and then just to try to do it by your own. It's a online editor where you can learn automatically you can learn through this tutorial only, everything from basic to advanced. So I would expect you to go through by tomorrow or any day whenever you're free, go through this, try to complete all these lessons, and you can even go with your advance also.
So what we'll be teaching in whenever we want to write advanced level only, we will teaching some basic will cover and then we'll go with advanced level. Is it clear? Okay, now, so fine guys, that's all about the V8. So from now you will see that I'll be keep using the V8 heavily, and I'll be opening a lot of files, doing a lot of editing, changes, everything, because I have to start typing some text inside the file, right? So I will be using a lot of shortcuts, a lot of VA options I'll be using for doing that editing.
So what command what shortcut you said for end of, if I want to go end of the line and if from the end of the first, and
You have to use
suppose
the Shift G. Shift G will take you to the end of the file.
okay, and
GG,
what
double G will take you back to the first line of the file. See, whenever
okay,
you open a file, you can open the file.txt, file1.txt.
okay, but I have a one file, I have one line which is lengthy. Okay, I want to go end of the line. So what is the shortcut for that?
Yeah, there is a dollar is there. Dollar, yeah, dollar will take you to end of the file. Yes. Suppose you have to go to some particular space in that actually. Say for example, some 5 or 6 space. There is something is there actually which $5. No, not like that. Dollar will take end of the file. One more is there. I have forgotten. You have
Because
to go to the
I
particular.
faced many times this issue while editing the big file.
Yeah, I
big
understand.
line.
Yeah.
And to come back to the beginning of the line, if it's a lengthy line, so dollar takes you to the end, 0 takes you to the beginning.
Yeah. Or else a Shift A, I think.
That will put you in insert mode. You can just type 0, it will take you back.
Yeah, it will take you back. Yeah.
Okay.
Shift A will take you to it will go to the append mode actually. Wherever your cursor is there, if you say Shift A, it'll take you to append mode and it'll go to the end of the line and it will go to the insert mode. Yeah. O will take it. O will go to the insert mode and it'll go to the next line actually like this. If you say Shift O, capital O, it will open an insert mode above the line. It will open. It will get to the insert mode like this. Yeah. Okay. So there are really quite interesting options are there in V8. We will explore all those things in that class actually. So Vim tutor is there, and also I will share one PDF to you where a lot of Vim tutorials and Vim shortcuts are there. You can go through it whenever you have free time, and you can practice also. Clear? Even in here also Vim tutor is there actually, but it's there or not, I don't know. I have to install it. I think. Yeah, this is what Vim tutor. This is the online tutorial they are having, so you can learn through all the lessons here. Vim tutor. Okay, this is a Vim tutorial. Big tutorials are there. So what you have to do the command, Vim tutor is the command you have to execute it. And then shift colon WQ, shift colon or say quit, you will come out from that Vim tutorial. Okay, guys, that's all. Now, okay. Now, one more thing I was saying that actually like, so whenever you want to extract any value of the variable, right, we'll always use a echo dollar and specify that variable name. Right. So now one more important or special character in your bash you have, like whenever you are executing any command, say for example, I'm executing ls command. Ls command is successfully executed by the shell. It is successfully executed by the shell. Successfully executed by the shell. Now, whenever you want to check the exit status of the last execute command, you have to always use a echo dollar question mark. If it is 0, if the value is 0, it means that whatever the command which you have executed, right, it will always return the value 0. So whenever any command is successfully executed by the shell returns the value 0. Apart from 0, if it returns any positive integer value, it means that it is failed. Say for example, if I'm executing some command which is not doesn't exist, LTTT something. But command say it's a command not found. When I try to execute echo dollar question mark, it will return 127. So 127 means it's an error value. So what exactly echo question mark will do? Echo dollar of question mark. Here question mark will give you the exit status of last executed command. Whenever shell executes the command successfully, then shell will return 0 value. So 0 means success. Apart from 0, any other positive integer value will be considered as failed. So in this case, can you see that it is returning 127 because the command not found. So whenever the shell is executing this command, shell is throwing an error saying that command not found. It means that it couldn't find that command at all. That's the reason the shell is throwing a command error saying that command not found. So it means that this command has not been successfully executed by the shell because the command itself is not there. Now, if I try to do echo dollar question mark, here question mark is returning the value 127. Oh, it means that it is an error. It means that the last execute command was not successfully executed by the shell. So whenever shell is executing any command successfully, the return value will be 0. This is very important in the shell script because we'll always see that if certain command is not being successfully executed or not, to check that condition, we use this dollar question mark a lot in our script actually. Clear? Now, this is what one thing. And then like, what are the things we have? Say, for example, you want to export any variable, we use the value export. Say, for example, if I'm doing a is equal to 10, so, and then say echo $a, it will print the value 10. Suppose I'm being in the bash shell, I will go to the con shell, K shell. Now, if I try to do echo $a, I will not be able to print that value because the value what I defined over here, this was in a bash shell itself. But from the bash shell, I move to some other shell in the con shell. In the con shell, you're not able to display that value because that value that this is it'll consider the variable a as a local variable, but this is not. This is a local variable only, but there is no value for it. But you say, Rajesh, whenever I'm using any variable, that variable value should get reflected even into the other shells also. Then we say, please export that variable. So how to do that? I'll exit out from the con shell. I'll come out from the con shell. Now you are in the main bash shell. Now, if I do echo $a, it will print the value. Now, I want every other shell to have the same value. Then I will just say export A. Now you go to the con shell. Now you do echo $a. You could see that the value is getting printed. Now you go to the from con shell, you go to the C shell. Now you execute the echo $a. Now you could see that the value is getting printed. Whenever you want to reflect the value or variable into all other subshell or into all other different shells, then you need to export the variable. So we use an export command. So this is also a lot. Most of the time we will be using this export also, even when we are writing the Jenkins file or Jenkins declarative pipeline. So there, when you are using any variable, we will try to export that variable so that whenever you're calling any other instance of the shell, my variable also should get exported even to the other shell also. So there we will be using that export command. Am I clear on this? Is it clear, sir? So where are you now? You are in the C shell. So from the bash shell, you move to the con shell, and from the con shell, you move to the C shell. So here, con shell and the C shell will be acting as a non-login shell. Whereas your bash shell, wherever you're working, that is a login shell. So there is some concept, something known as a login shell and a non-login shell. All right. So sometimes what people will do that, people when they're opening a file, say for example, vi file1.txt, they are opening that file. Sorry, I need time. I think I have to execute once and again exit. I came to the main bash shell. I'll just say vi file1.txt. Right, I opened a file. Now you'll say that Rajesh, being here itself, I want to execute that ls command. So what you will say, shift : exclamatory ls command. See, ls command will get executed. Can you see the output of ls here? ls command and say enter. So still in the file. You say, Rajesh, I want to check the date time. You need not to exit out here and exit the date command like that. No, it's not required. You being in the file itself, you can say shift : exclamatory date command. See, date command will get executed. Can you see date command is getting executed? And then say enter, then you're still inside the file only.
Is it correct? Is it fine, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, shall we take a small? You need a small break for 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
Yeah, we'll go.
Huh? Then after 5-10 minutes, right, I will continue for another 20-30 minutes, and then we'll wind up today's session. Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you. So let's take a break. I'll also take a break. Let me pause this video recording. Okay, guys. So we covered just now. We covered about the V8s, right? So only for certain options we covered it. Later, as I said earlier, like we will have one full session on V8er. Like it might be interesting for not many, like few of them, because like when I am explaining something on advanced V8er, right? People who are interested, only those guys only will be able to will be attending the session. Other people, like it might feel bore for them, but that's fine. Okay, over the period of time, right, when you start working heavily, right, you might require all those advanced options also, and it is always better to know all such options when you're working. Okay, so now coming back here now, so what are the things we covered, guys? So we had covered some of the few stuff, right? And let us move on to understand few more commands in Linux, right? Now, one of the very important thing which we actually most of the times being a DevOps engineer we do is that we always compresses the folders or compress the file. Say for example in Windows we do something like a zip, right? Zip is not but it's a compressing. So whenever you want to archive or whenever you want to zip something, right? So basically we know how to apply zip. And once you give a zip file, how to unzip or unzip, we know how to do that also, because you have to use some unzip software or the zip for software, right, to do that actually. So we have to install that zip software and we have to do a zip and later unzip. Whereas in Linux, actually, we use something like a, there are two compression algorithms are there. One is nothing but the gzip actually, and other is a bzip. So we call it as a bzip tool. So these are the two compressions algorithms, or we can say commands which are there. So now what we do basically in case of Linux, whenever we have some files or folders, and you say, Rajesh, I want to take all these files and folders, I want to zip it. So first what we do that, the first step what we do, we first create a tarball. Tarball is nothing but it's an archive or it's a collection of files and directories. That we call as a tarball. So first you create a tarball, and the tarball always it has an extension of .tar. So always it has a extension. We'll give an extension for that file as a .tar. And later that .tar file we are going to either apply a zip or bzip to still compress more. So tarball itself is not a compressed file, or it's not a compressed thing. It's just an archive. It's a collection of file or a folder. So once you have a tarball, then you can extract it. Then you extract it. See, ZX is also one of the compression method, man. Sanjay. ZX actually. There are many other 7-zip is there. Not 7-zip. What is it? There are many other methods are there for compressing. What is it, man? I've forgotten. Z is there, actually, not Z. 7. If somebody recalls, can you tell me what is it? 7-zip or 7-ZZ something is there, which will do
7
more
GZ.
compression. Something 7-GZ actually, yeah. So that is also a lot of
7Z.
algorithms. 7Z actually, yeah. Once or twice I did it. Most of the time I always use zip or unzip actually.
I actually get the logs from the customer in the XZ format only.
Yes, right. XZ format, yeah. So now what we do, we'll try to learn how to tar and untar it and how to zip and unzip it. And also we'll say how to do a bzip or the zip, right? Bzip and gzip and a bzip too. So this gzip and bzip too, already this package are installed. You will not to worry about installing this package. Already it will be there. When you're installing a base Linux, gzip or bzip2 package will also get installed along with that. So we need not to worry it. Now what we are doing is that actually that we are having some files here. Say for example, you're having Alice, John, hello.c and Vasu directory. Suppose that I will take these three files. What is that? Alice, Bob, hello.c, John and Vasu. Let me take these files and let me create a tarball for it. How to do it? I'll use a tar command, tar-cvf. Okay, cvf, and then I'll just say final.tar. That is the tarball which with name I want to get. And then what are the files which you want to make it as a tar file? I want to make Alice inside a tarball, Alice, Bob, John, Vasu. So these are the three files and one folder, that another directory I'm making under the final.tarball. So when I say enter, and you see that these files, Alice, Bob, John, and Vasu, these are the things which have been in the tarball. If you do an ls, can you see there's a tar by name final.tar. So let me remove that file, Alice, Bob, John, and Vasu. So let me remove that file or a directory from here. Now you could see that it doesn't have those files. You have a final.tar. So if you execute the file command onto the final.tar, it says that it's a POSIX tar archive. It's just a collection. How to check the size of a file? Anything in Linux, we use a command du. Disk usage, du-hs final.tar. It says that it is a 12 kilobyte file. So now you say that Rajesh, I want to see the content of this final.tar. You can run a command tar-tvf and specify the tarball name. It shows that this is the content of the file. So Alice is there, Bob is there, John is there, and Vasu directory is there, right? Now you say that Rajesh, once you create a tarball by using of tar-cvf, now you say that Rajesh, this tarball I will give to you. Now you need to extract the tarball. How to extract tarball? tar-xvf. X means extract, V means verbose, F means file. Here C means create, V means verbose, F means file. F means file. Right? So now when I'm extracting it, I'll say tar-fnxvf space final.tar. So I'll just try to run this command. Now you could see that it has extracted. Now when you do ls, can you see these files have been extracted now? Alice is there, Bob is there, John is there, as well as Vasu is there, Vasu folder. You extracted, right? So how to create a tarball? Where is the command, man? Yeah, from here till here, we'll copy it. We'll copy in the notepad. Just example. I'm copying just an example.
Can we add the files in existing tar?
Yeah, you can add also.
And if you want to compress with the gz or bz?
Yeah, you can do that actually. Yes, everything is done. Everything is possible. So now let me remove that all those files and everything. Let me remove this everything so that we have removed it. Now you say that Rajesh, you have final.tar. Now you want to zip it actually. So we use a gzip and specify the final.tar and enter and say ls. Can you see it has added an extension as a .gz actually. So now this is the compressed file. It's compressed. Can you see a gzip compressed data file was modified like this, right? This is a compressed file. If you execute du-hs final.tar, so it has zipped to 4 kilobyte. Earlier it was 12 kilobyte. Now it is 4 kilobyte. Now you could see that it is having an extension as a .tar.gz. It means that it's a zip format. So whenever you want to extract it, you can extract it. Now earlier what happened, right? Whenever you want to extract directly from the zip, I used to run the command tar-zvf and specify the final.tar.gz. So I'll say enter, it will extract directly from the gzip file. But now what happened? Now you need not to really give this. You can just say tar-xvf final.tar.gz. Now we can extract it directly without even giving z also. Right? Anything you can do. There's nothing wrong. You can use this or this, both will work. So you're directly extracting it. Suppose you say that no, Rajesh, this is having a .tar.gz. I want to first remove the gzip. Means I want to do a g unzip and then extract the tarball. So for that, what you do that G unzip or say gun zip, and then say final dot gz, say enter, and say ls. Can you see now you have removed the dot gz extension? Now you do a normal extract, tar hyphen xvf, and specify the file name. See, it'll extract it. So now you say that while extracting it, you're extracting all the files and directories, but you're extracting in your present working directory only. You said that, Rajesh, I want to extract, but not in here. I want to extract under the Kailash directory. So then tar-xvf, final.tar hyphen capital C, and then say Kailash. See, it has extracted under the Kailash. Now go to the CD Kailash, enter, and say ls. Can you see here it has extracted here? So whenever you want to extract into some other location or in some other folder, you have to use a hyphen capital C option. If you're not using it, by default, it will extract in the present working directory wherever you are executing that command. Or wherever the final.tar file is there, right? There in that same directory, in the same location only, or in that same current working directory only, it will try to extract it. If you want to extract into some other location, some other place, you have to say hyphen capital C option. Say, Rajesh, I want to extract everything, all these things I want to extract, but I want to extract to under the temp directory. So to say that /temp directory. See, it will get extracted to temp directory. Go to the CD to the temp and say ls. Can you see here? It has extracted this Alice, Bob, John, and Vasu here under the temp directory. Is it clear? Right? So let me copy this also so that we will get some idea. Okay. So you have removed it now. Now what we say that we use either gzip to zip the tar file, or else we do the bzip2. Why bzip is not there? You have to install that package sudo apt install bzip2. We'll install that package bzip2. So now if you see, I'll just say bzip2 and specify the tar ball name. ls, can you see it is having a bzip2. So what we say that bzip2 is having more compression than gzip. That's the reason you could see that whenever any software is built and whenever it is released as an open source, they will give us a bzip2 only most of the time. Even your kernel.org, you have both gzip and bzip, but people will try to always download the bzip2 because the size of that the whole compression will be lesser than the gzip actually. bzip2, right? So now when you run this bzip2 command, you could see that it has zipped out file, but if you check the file size, I think there'll not be any difference in the file size because it will be showing 4 kilo only, but actually it has did more compression than the gzip. So this bzip2 also you can extract directly by calling a tar command, tar-xvf, and then final.tar.bzip2, it'll extract it, no doubt. Earlier, how people should do that, whenever you want to extract it, you have to say that for the bzip2, it should always say -zxvf, like that we used to extract it. Why it is not working? Exactly, it used to be right. Gzip is not enough.
No, you need tar-j.
Yeah, jxvf. Yeah, correct. Right, J, not this one. Yes, yeah, right. jxvf. Yeah. Oh, for that gzip you have to say z, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. We used to do that, or else we can without this omit. We can even omit that j and you can extract directly. No problem. It'll work.
Okay, this
So
was
whenever
new. Earlier we had to use -j and
yeah, now it is not there. Yeah.
Okay.
So now bzip2, b unzip2. So now it is having a .bz2 extension. You want to remove the bz extension, or you want to b unzip it. Then you say b unzip or bunzip2, and then find a .zip2. Then you can say that you got back the tar. Clear? So that's all about this zipping and unzipping. So we learned the gzip and bzip, right? This is what we'll be usually, most of the time we'll be doing it actually. So whenever you want to copy some set of files or folders from one server to other server, first you archive it. First we create a tarball and then we zip it, and then we'll try to do an SCP command on that. And with that, we try to copy from one server to other server. This is what we always do. And also in the real time, where we use this bzip, heavily we use it in the log rotation, right? Whenever we are having an application server where in some of the servers we host the application, and you know that application will always try to create a lot of logs. Or suppose you have installed the Apache web server or Nginx web server, right? It will try to generate a lot of logs actually every day. And sometime what happened, right? You need to have these logs. You're maintaining the logs for a certain few months or few like months. You will be you will be archiving the logs and keeping in a archive folder. So whenever you want to archive it and everything, so there is something known as a log rotate script you will do actually. Log rotate D. Through that you will write a script actually. In that script you will always be zipping. You will be creating a tar file and you will be zipping it. And that zipping, you will, after the zip, you will push that zip file in the archive folder. This is what we do. So later in next class, some time, I will show you that log rotate.d script is there, right? How that script look like, how it does, how does it will be keep archiving everything. I will show you that script, or I'll share that script. If you go to the script, you'll understand it, everything. Right? So that will be, so I'm just giving a use case where exactly we're using tar or gzip actually. You do in a day-to-day activity where you have to archive a lot of logs, because application logs will be keep generating. It will be keep running, it will keep getting generated. You cannot keep in your server. You have to push into some archive folder or some to external server where all your zip file will be placed actually. So then in that case, you cannot just directly take a .log and copy it. No, you have to take all those files, zip it, and then you have to copy it to other archive folder. That archive folder will be some kind of a server where it will be like an external storage where you'll be trying to copy all those zip files. Maybe some developer might ask, okay, give me last month that particular data to me, or that file that logs particular Apache log or Nginx logs on that particular month, on that particular day, please give me. So what you have to do that, you have to go to the archive folder, search for the date. Okay, this is the date you want. You have to just copy that zip file and give that zip file to your developer. So he will extract and he will see all the logs. Or sometime I might say that you go to that particular log, unzip it, and then analyze that logs and give me the inputs, whatever you have understood from that log file. So we do a lot of time. We will go for that onto that particular days, right? We'll try to copy it and then we'll extract it and we'll go to that particular log file of that application, open it based on a timestamp. You say that somebody, you have a developer says, you analyze the log from morning 10 to 1 p.m., morning 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. IST, whatever the logs is there, that 3 hours log, no, just analyze it and give me that inputs or something like that. So what happened that you will go through log, understand whatever the error you are seeing it. If you're not able to understand, you will say, man, I'm not able to get it. Take this whole zip to, you will try to copy the whole zip to him and you will say that you only analyze it. So like that, it happens actually. So when it happens, why we are doing that? Suppose, for example, when you are doing any kind of a load and performance testing, right, on the application, right? Then what will happen that a lot of logs will be generated during load and performance testing, and we usually tend to archive the logs. Sometimes what happens, the developer might say that, okay, we have continuously run the load and performance testing for last 4 or 5 hours. But I don't need all the logs of 4 or 5 hours. I need only the particular hour. Like for example, from morning 10 to 11, that 1 hour execution, right? Only that 1 hour logs only I need it. Then in that case, what happened, right? You have to go and you have to give that only that particular log only. Is it clear, guys? So how this and all happen? With the help of a log rotation script, we say. So with that, we are going to archive all the previous logs or the old logs. Right? And how this log rotate scripts, basically you'll write, there's a log rotate script will be there, and you will keep that log rotate into some cron job. So in that cron job, it will be keep running every hour, every half an hour, it will be keep checking whether any new logs has come. If any new log file has come, oh, take a backup of that, archive it and put in the archive folder like that. So why we are doing this? Because just to avoid the disk space actually. Because in the same server, if the logs are keep growing, it'll eat up your disk actually. So then sometime what happened, the whole disk will become 100%. So your application will stop working. So to make sure that the disk will never get filled up, then we have this log rotation script. which will be keep archiving and it will remove all those older log files from your server, application server. Is it fine, guys? Did you understood what I said till now? Do you have any doubts in whatever I told?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, guys, good. That's good. Now, what are the other things we have? So there are many commands are there, guys. For example, 3 important commands. One, I think we already saw yesterday, some few commands. Like we know very well that there is a command was if config command. If config command will give you the information about the IP address of your server. So in my case, the IP address is 172.31.41.34. This is the IP address of my machine. Now, when you execute if config command, you will see that it will show you the network interfaces. Like for example, here in our case, it is ENX0. This is one network interface and this is one network interface. So there are 2 network interfaces are there. This is a ENX0 network interface. This is the interface which is not but your, this is the physical interface where an IP address will be assigned to your physical network card. So every server, you will have a unique network card will be there. Say, for example, you have something like a D-Link network card in your laptop or else RTL 8139 network card. There will be many other vendors network card will be there. That is a physical card which will be connected in your laptop or in your desktop. Now, whenever any IP address is assigned, that IP address will be assigned to that interface card only. So here in this case, that interface card is represented by my operating system with the name ENX0. So what is the information? It says that what is an IP address, what is a subnet mask we say, and this is the broadcast IP address. And what is the IPv6 address? This is the IPv6 address. So how many number of packets have been transferred? How number of packets have been received? RX means received. How many are dropped? All those information you'll get. And you'll also see that whenever you are trying to transfer any kind of a data from your machine to other machine, we call it as a MTU, maximum transfer unit. So each and every packet will hold approximately 9,000 bytes. Correct? This is the interface card which will be given. Suppose that in your laptop or in your system or in the real time, there are servers where there will be more than 1 or 2 network cards are there. So like 3 network cards are there. Then what will happen? It will be identified like ENX0, one IP address, ENX1, ENX2, like that. It will be there. Right? Or else, for example, sometime ETH0, like this, it will be there. Suppose in my laptop, if there are 3 network cards are there, if it is represented like this, it will be represented like ETH0:1 network interface, ETH:1 second interface, ETH2 third interface. It means that there are 3 network cards are there. 3 network IP addresses will get a 3 IP addresses. But here in this case, because this is our like AWS server Ubuntu, which we have allocated, only 1 network card is there in that server. That's what it is showing you as this interface. And always you will get one more loopback address. This will by default, it will be there in your system, in your operating system. Whenever you have enabled the network stack, it means that if the networking is available in your system, this loopback will always be there. And loopback will always have a fixed IP address that is 127.0.0.1. So that's what you could see that many times people will ping to this IP address just to see whether the internet or whether the network is enabled or not in our system.
Right? Rajesh, I have a question regarding the MTU. Okay. Is it the default value or
this is the default value, but
okay.
It is configurable. This is configurable. You can even increase the MTU value also.
Okay. Is it affect on the backups?
Backup in sense what?
Suppose the backup is running in a particular time and the size is 9,001 byte only, right? Is it
no, this is nothing but see, whenever we are doing communication, whenever I'm trying to ping or whenever I'm sending a packet from my server to the other server over the network, every packet, the maximum number of bytes it can hold is up to 9,001 or approximately 9,000 bytes.
Oh, this is only a communication ping.
No, one packet can hold maximum of 9,000 bytes. Earlier the value was very less, man. 4096 it was. Now they have increased to 9,001. It means that M2 means maximum transfer unit. Every packet can hold up to 9,000 bytes. but it is configurable. I'm saying there are command are there which you can increase the value from 9,000 to some values that up to 12,000 you can increase it, not more than that. So every packet then it can hold up to 12,000 bytes. So whenever you're doing a TCP communication, when a packet goes over the network, right, the packet, how many number of bytes it holds, you have to say that, okay, based on the interface, it holds up to 9,000. Here you could see loopback address 65,536 MTU. So much number of bytes it can hold if you are using this loopback address. So every interface has an MTU. There is a minimal, there is a maximum is there. We call it as a hard limit and a soft limit actually. So we call it as a limits. If you try to Google what are the limits in Linux, right, you will get all the limits, or else you limit -a. If you execute this command, these are the limits what we have in our system. Okay, you limit -a all.
Okay.
Okay. These are some defaults are there. There are many other are there which have been configured, which you call as a hard limit and a soft limit. Some soft limit is something like which the system will provide a default soft limit. Hard limit, to what extent you can increase that limit, that also it is configurable. So based on the usage and the command what we use, that command itself will provide you what could be the hard limit which you can set for your requirement. So if you go for the particular documentation, you will get all those information. Now coming back here, now you could see that actually I'm having an interface here. This is your physical interface. This is the IP address which is given for your physical network card. Now what happened, right? Every physical network card will have one physical address. You can even have a virtual IP address also like that. How you are going to do that? You are going to the sudo config, give your network interface like this, ETH0:1, and then give your IP address 192.168.0.100. If I do a sudo ifconfig or just say ifconfig, can you see here? One more interface has been created. This is a virtual IP address. Like that, you can give lot of virtual network IP. You can give 192.168.0.100.10 something. 3. But this is a virtual interface. See, if I execute ifconfig command, can you see? You can ping to any of these IP addresses. Ping 192.168.100.10.0.10, 111, it will be ping. It will work. But this is actual physical address. If you restart the network, right? If you try to restart the network, service network restart, then all these virtual IP addresses will go off. It will not be there. So this is not physical. These are all virtual IP addresses. Right? So where you can find, for example, you have this ENX0. This is not but your network interface name. Your network interface name. Now, where you can get all the details. So you can go with the CD2 etc sysconfig. Is it
Network?
What is it? Network. Yeah, network. Then no, not this one, man.
Actually, it's Ubuntu, right?
Yeah, it's Ubuntu, right? It will change. But in CentOS or in Red Hat, it will be sysconfig. Then you say network-script. Then you have something like a if CFG ETH0 something, that configuration file will be there. But this is Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu would have changed actually. I will tell you where that file is. So there is a network interface for every network interface instance. There is a network configuration file will be there under the etc. In some location, it will be there actually. CD2 network. Or
net plan. Here.
Net plan, maybe net plan. Not net plan. Somewhere it will be there. This is Ubuntu, right? I will tell you. In CentOS or somewhere you will get it. Okay, somebody has given the information. It's a net plan file only. Okay, net plan. Huh? Okay. Okay, net plan only he's saying, right? This is the interface, correct? ETH0, it is DSCP. Through DSCP, it is getting the IP4 IP address, and this is your MAC address, and this is the name. Yeah, this is what the interface. This is what the YAML file. Yeah, correct. This is correct. Whatever Narendra has said, right? This is correct. So if I execute ifconfig command, you know that this is what the network interfaces you are getting extra interface which you have created, right? And these are nothing but your, what is it? This is nothing but your virtual IP addresses, we'll say actually. Right? So apart from this ifconfig command, there are many other commands. They say, for example, if you execute the df-h disk free command, it will show you like what are the different partitions you have, where those partitions has been mounted, and how much is the use percentage, how much is the percent of the disk it has used actually. So we always use even this command heavily whenever we are working on the system, df-h. Similarly, if you run a sudo fdisk-l command, fdisk-l command, fdisk command will show you all the what are being provided for you. Say, for example, here in this case, we have got the loop back disk like /dev loop 0, loop 1, loop 2, and the major disk what it is given for us is /dev xvda, and 8 GB of disk space is given to us. And you could see that there are so many partitions which they have created it. Right? For /dev xvda 14, you could see that 4 MB for the BIOS boot is given. /dev xvda1, it is not but your Linux file system. So the whole 7 GB of your out of 8 GB, 7 GB is given for only for /dev xvda. Similarly, for other things, it has given the disk space. So it means that the whole /dev xvda, which is 8 GB, right? They had divided into 4 partition, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not but this is a partition table it has given. So when you execute fdisk-l, it will show you what are all the hard disk devices or the block devices which are connected to a system and whether it has any partitions or not. All those details about your hard disk or the hard drive will be given by your fdisk command. Okay. I don't know whether it will DMI decode. DMI decode. It's not there. You have to install that package, DMI decode. So DMI decode would have shown you all your BIOS codes, everything. Suppose what are the BIOS prompts are there? What all those BIOS codes will be shown by your DMI decode actually. DMI decode. DMI decode. So this is not there. I think. Oh, okay. It is there. It's a permission denied. So if I run a DMI decode sudo, yeah, this is what your BIOS will do. This is the code for your BIOS. I think I executed okay DMI demi code. I'm sorry. This is the code. This is the command. So DMI decode. It's all your BIOS details. What are the BIOS details are there, right? That will be there in under this command. Okay, guys. So I think few of the commands are covered today. Not many, but okay, this is fine. So we will stop it now. What we are going to do tomorrow, like we will try to. There are many other commands are there, guys. Like for example, set is there, awk is there, cut is there, paste command is there, and then shell. What are the different types of shell variables, like local variable and environment variable, and what is export? We already saw it. And after that, shell features you have to learn, and then like set an awk program you have to do, and finally you have to get into writing a script. So what we are going to do, these topics and all, we'll keep it on weekends to make sure that actually like we will not it's not like I'll not be covering all these things. I will be covering next Saturday, Sunday. I will be planning to cover many things and also the scripting also.
Sir, I have a question not related to this today's topic, but if you allow me permission to, then I will ask. It was asked me in interview. Actually, interview was saying that their server performance increasing. Okay, at 3 o'clock in the night. So how you will track that, and how you will get the solution for that? That person asked me this question. I did not able to answer that question, but how can we do that?
We have to verify, man, how much load is going. For example, suppose morning 3 o'clock, right? If not much load is going, say for example, you can use some external tool like JMeter. Right? You can set up JMeter and you can just verify what is the kind of a traffic which is coming to that server. So 3 o'clock morning, if there are not much traffic is coming, obviously what happened, your application will be in a health state actually. And how you can verify the health state? You need to set up a monitor for your application server. Check for the example, like how much how much your application is consuming the CPU utilization, how much memory it is utilizing. If it is in a very minimal stage, it is not exceedingly using the CPU cycles or your memory rate, then you can say that, okay, application is working in a healthy state. So you have to depend upon the monitoring tool as well as some external tool like JMeter.
Okay, is there any internal tool so we can
Yeah,
track
obviously, for example, you can
existing tools?
existing tool in sense like for the application server to monitor, right? So
Yes,
you
for,
can
for,
even
for
yeah.
performance monitoring. Actually, he
Mhm.
want to test myself. Okay,
Mhm.
there is no as per there is no load at 3 a.m. Okay, but he want to test that somehow the load is increasing, CPU utilization utilization is high, memory utilization is high at 3 a.m. How you will track that? That's his was
With the
concern.
help of SAR command. With the help of SAR command, you
SAR
can
command
SAR
also,
command.
yes.
SAR
you
hyphen.
can use SAR command, system activity
Mhm.
report.
Mhm.
Whatever like the option you have to set there, and also you can define time, which time you have to check it. So you can display their times also with your SAR command.
Yes, right. That's what I
SAR
was
hyphen
about to tell, that
and
SAR command. Yes, there are
SAR
many other
command.
utility are there
SAR,
apart from SAR also.
SAR command is given to you system activity report everything. Like
Yes.
you have to check the CPU. SAR command, I think it's a B option. SAR hyphen B. I don't know. If you are checking the memory, so you can use also SAR hyphen C or A. I think A for all A. सो आप मेमोरी भी चेक कर सकते हो, सीपीयू भी चेक कर सकते हो, डिस्क यूटिलाइजेशन भी चेक कर सकते हो, सार के हेल्प से आईओ भी चेक कर सकते हो, ठीक है।
Okay.
और रियल टाइम में सार कमांड ही यूज होता है सिस्टम एक्टिविटी रिपोर्ट जनरेट करने के लिए भी और ट्रैक करने के लिए भी।
Okay, means like script schedules कर सकते हैं इसको?
Yeah, you can use also in the your shell with the help of SAR command also. Shell अगर आपने कोई अगर स्क्रिप्ट लिखना है तो SAR के ही हेल्प से आप लिख सकते हो डेफिनेटली।
Can we check
Okay.
it here?
Sorry.
The SAR command. No?
SAR command is not by defaultly installed. You can install
Yes,
this system package, sys system, or I think it's like that.
yes,
You
this
can
is the
install.
package.
Yeah, you can install and then use it. And also with the at the time of SAR, you have to install the SAR will be generated their database. So you can also start their service, SAR service, SAR command. It's not just only not install and then will be run. No, the SAR command will be created the database with the, so you can go with var log and there is you can check SA like system activity. So they daily will be create one directory in that SA directory according to your date.
Right, correct, right. Whatever Kiran, whatever mentioned is perfectly correct. See, that's the reason what happened. We have these are the
It's
utility.
better to run SAR and top so that you get
Yeah,
all
top
the
command.
process.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
top
also the IOStat command.
VM
IOStat will
stat,
also
yeah.
give you the VM IOStat or VM stat command. That
But
will
sir,
give you like more input output on your.
top shows
Sir,
only runtime
sir,
activity, right?
top activity will top you showing the current status, only current
No,
status.
I will first. I'll first try to grep the process ID, man. So
Yes,
for the
yes.
top, you need to pass that only the process, only your monitoring, only for your process only. So what are the application which is running, right? That has a process ID. You have to pass the process ID, top hyphen a small HP L is the space and they give the PID of the process, right? Only that will be monitored. That's all. And that you can redirect to a log file.
And inside the SAR will get the process ID as well, right? Process name as well.
Yes.
Okay.
See, one more thing I will tell, man. See, why we are having this monitoring tool. See, monitoring tools will do a better job. I mean, SAR is there, no doubt. See, monitoring will give you more statisticals. For example, you want to check how many number of threads have been created when the application was running, right? How many memory consumption it has done, what is the CPU cycle it has used, everything in a very accurate way. It will give you along with your, like all your statistical data. It can do more monitoring. See, SAR you can do because we know that, but usually in the real time, what they do know, you can if the monitoring system is already enabled, right, you can create a separate monitoring only for that particular server. Whatever the extra thing you want to configure, you can configure it and you can do it. Say, for example, in my previous organization, when I was working in Lumen, right, like what we used to do, right, we used to add on many other extra things so that if you want to monitor certain things, right, we used to enable many other features or many other checking for many other things through the monitoring. And what I used to do, right, we used to come and we used to write a query language to query it, and whatever the time slice we write, say for example from morning 3 to 5, and then it is to generate the huge big PDF kind of a file. So that will have the whole reporting, the 2 hours reporting. So with the 2 hours reporting, you can analyze what kind of a load it happened during that time between 3 to 5, like that.
So I understand, sir. Actually, there are the many monitoring tools gives the lot of information, but interviewer want to test me, so that's why.
Yeah, correct. Obviously, because he want to understand through the system. So in the system,
Yes.
it's in the system itself, either in an option like that. Yeah, that I understand it. So there are many commands.
Interviewer,
SAR is
that-
one among the best command which we use. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you,
they
Kiran.
are like, yeah. So answer will be the SAR command.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Good. Good, guys. It's good. So, Mahesh sir, you said about the IP command, right? It's IP ADDR, right? This also will give you the IP address of the system. Like this one. Like, where is it? This, yeah. This is the IP. Okay, so what would be our tomorrow session, guys? Tomorrow is something like we will start with the basic networking, right? We will continue the basic networking, and then whatever the left out topics are that we will slowly cover in the weekend. So this coming Saturday, Sunday, I will cover up many more commands, and also I will cover up the send and awk programming. And finally, we will start learning about the shell script actually. So some of the advanced shell scripting I'm going to show in the class so that you will be able to learn it. So maybe in the next 2 weekends, this Linux will get completed only on weekends. So if we start from tomorrow, the networking, it might take me around 4 to 5 sessions to complete, or minimum 4 sessions it will take me to complete the networking. And then we will get into learning about the server side. Like the first is a Apache web server. Is it fine? So now what happened? Our journey will start in understanding many other things, right? Networking, servers and all. So once we complete it, we are good enough to kickstart with our DevOps tools, right? So guys, I think today is like we have took so much, but that's fine. So we are going to stop now. Any questions you have on today's discussion?
Yeah, so the IP command, no, it's actually a lot more versatile and powerful. IP address,
Yes.
IP link, IP route.
Yes, IP up, IP down. Right.
No,
No,
IP.
if up, if down, if up. Sorry, if up, if down. Right.
So in this, you can just run IP link show, and it will show you all the IP hyphen. Sorry, space. No, sorry. Yeah, IP space link show. So it'll show you all the nicks and their characteristics.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
right.
But it is in only the version 9, Red Hat 9 version or latest version. Previous version like Red Hat 8 or 7 is not working.
Yeah, it
Right.
won't. It won't.
It don't. Yes, yes. Right, right. Yes. Right.
And then there is IP route with which you can list
all the routing
nodes.
tables here.
Yeah, and you can also modify.
Yeah.
You can do this NIC bonding, then a lot of things you can do with this IP. It's a very versatile tool.
Yes. Right. Okay, what we'll do, like mostly in the next class, right? We will cover up some of the networking related commands, more on network related commands. At least some 10 to 15 commands I will cover up on only on networking.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, NS lookup, dig.
Yes, NS lookup, dig command is there, trace route is there,
Trace
and
route, yeah.
if up, if down is there, and then like telnet is there. Many are there. SCP is there, right? rsync is there. So-
Those are important. Yeah.
Telnet is like DNS to IP, right?
Sorry?
Telnet is for DNS to IP, right? Domain name to IP.
No, that is NS lookup.
NS.
No.
Yeah.
Telnet is using only
Telnet is
for the
used
testing
for-
purpose.
Yeah, it is only
testing
used for
purpose.
connecting
Yeah.
to any external, right? Telnet will, you can, with the username and the password, you can telnet to some other. It is same thing like SSH, what you do. But telnet is not a secure way to use it.
Secure.
Yeah, telnet is basically used, you can even verify whether that particular port is open or not. Say, for example, if you go telnet space IP address space port number some 22 or 20, you can verify if a telnet is able to connect to that IP with that port number, you can say that the port is open. It is just to check. Say, for example, sometime what happened now, you don't have a direct connection to the database. Suppose you want to verify whether you are able to connect to the database or not. So what I will do, I will use a telnet and give that IP address of the database like this, and give the port number 3305, something 3305, something. If I run that, what will happen that if telnet is able to connect, it will try to show the connection. If telnet is not able to connect, then you can understand that that port is not open. There is some issue with that IP address or with the port number. So you will contact to your database administrator and you say that, hey, I'm not able to connect to this database. So this is simple way of testing or checking whether your database is up or not.
Sir, if you don't mind, can I ask this question on same telnet?
Go ahead.
एक्चुअली मेरे यहाँ पे सर्वर्स है और मैं सिक्योरिटी बेस के हिसाब से टेलनेट डिसेबल है, राइट? सो अभी मुझे चेक करना है कि मेरा सर्वर दूसरे सर्वर से कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहा है या नहीं है. सो मैं दो चीजें यूज करता हूँ डेफिनेटली. एक पिंग करके देखता हूँ और दूसरा एसएसएच से करके देखता हूँ. बट मुझे कनेक्टिविटी के एसएसएच के अलावा कोई दूसरा और टूल है जो मैं यूज कर सकता हूँ कनेक्टिविटी चेक करने के लिए? पिंग और एसएसएच छोड़ के कोई आइडिया है सर?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
ओपन एसएसएल ये यूज कर सकते हैं ना? डेफिनेटली.
No, open SSL. I'm just thinking some other command out there or not, because I
No,
usually use
actually,
telnet actually. I use telnet to
find-
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If there is any other command out there, yeah.
I will find out one command, open SSH, open SSL, then client का yes for yes hyphen client, and then client के जो भी IP एड्रेस होगा या DNS नेम होगा वो देख के उसका पोर्ट नंबर देना है. सो इससे
ठीक है.
आपको पता चल जाएगा.
क्या आउटपुट क्या देगा इसका?
सो इसका आउटपुट देता है सर, वो एक सर्टिफिकेट अगर जनरेट होता है या कनेक्टेड आता है तो समझ लीजिए कि वो आपके सर्वर से कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहा है. क्योंकि सिक्योरिटी बेस में दो कमांड तो डिसेबल होती है, एक पिंग और टेलनेट. सो उस दिन मैंने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था तो वहां पे आंसर मिला था और इंटरनेट से भी मुझे यही मिला था. तो कोई यही पूछ रहा था कि
I didn't know about that. मैंने OpenSSL वेरीफाइड टेस्ट करने के लिए कभी यूज नहीं किया. OpenSSL बेसिकली हम लोग यूज करते हैं सर्टिफिकेट जनरेट करने के लिए.
नहीं
क्रिएट करने के लिए.
हाँ, मैं कमांड वही बता रहा हूँ आपको, सिंटैक्स बता रहा हूँ कमांड का.
I understand. That's what I didn't. I have not used it. मैं हमेशा मैं telnet यूज करता था. It's a good question because usually what happened in the company, they won't enable telnet like that because telnet is not a secure protocol.
Not secure.
It's in the
audit, at the time of audit, they will be questioning.
Yeah, definitely they'll question while auditing. So telnet यूज नहीं होता. Suppose for अगर हम लोग प्रोडक्शन में यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ अपने टेस्ट एनवायरनमेंट में या डेव एनवायरनमेंट में यूज कर रहे हैं, तब हम telnet enable कर लेते हैं.
Yes, there is another command, and this is again specific to networking and normally is not disabled anywhere. Netcat, and you can use NC Netcat.
Yeah, NC Netcat.
Testing any network, reachability, connectivity, port opening, bidirectional transfer, every damn thing.
Yeah, right. I just recalled now. So Netcat, yeah. Can I run on at google.com?
NC.
NC, yeah?
Yeah, you just say NC. Yeah, look at the user. So NC google.com 443. Just do that. 443.
Okay. Anyway, you will get an examples of all these things. NC, right? How to use this NC? Destination and the port number. Do I have to give anything of a or -X proxy address? Okay. Length.
1 second. I'm just checking that.
Yeah.
What is that? Is there is one V, no? V, and I believe there must be one -Z also must be there. Just check NC google.com, just NC google.com 443, but use -ZV after NC. After NC. I think it won't take now. Yeah, after NC. -ZV. Yeah. See.
Okay, okay. See that, yeah. Yeah, correct, right. This I used very long back, sir. Very long back I had used this command actually.
Yeah. So it gives you the whole picture, what succeeded, and it returns back and then gives you that report.
Yes.
Test multiple ports as well.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, he's saying about netstat plan. Yeah, there are options, man, actually, right? Thank you, Bhima, for this command, netstat command. It'll show you the netstat PLNT, but through that, whether I'll be able to check it out, whether some ports are open or not. Yeah, netstat, yeah, if it isn't been added in your locally, it'll show you. Yes, right.
But netstat, you cannot check for whether a remote server port is open. You cannot. For that, you need netcat only.
Okay, fine. Anyway, that was good discussion. I think we'll stop it today. And next class for Linux, what we do, we will continue with a few more commands, and then we will dive into some of the networking related commands we will see. So those would be something like interesting for us to learn. And also there are many other commands are there, like find command, grep command, set command, awk command, and set programming, awk programming. These are some of the things, basic things which we have to cover, and then we will dive into the scripting actually. So scripting also, guys, what we will do, it's not like that I'll be taking a very deeper way. We will shallowly take how the script works, and we'll try to check what are some of the important advanced scripts are there, which is there to understand. We will execute those things, learn the script, execute, and then we'll move forward, right? And later you can learn many of the advanced things through my existing video itself, whatever we have the video, right? You can go through the video in my channel and you can learn many other advanced things which I've covered. So by that, I think you will be able to completely understand how the scripting works. So now, right now, you have to just understand how we write a script, what are the basic syntax we follow for writing a script, how to execute it, and how to debug it. So these are the few things which you have to learn in scripting. Once that is done, right, then in moving forward, you practice yourself as much as script as possible. Try to write a lot of scripts, you will be able to learn it. So guys, with that, I think we are going to stop it today's, and let us meet tomorrow at 4 p.m. evening IST, right? 4 p.m. evening IST, we will start with the introduction on networking. Is it fine with everyone? Rajiv?
Yes, sir, fine. Sir, I have one question.
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead. I have not yet stopped the recording. Still the recording is going on.
Sir, how we can know the port number, which application is using the port number? Because in the NC command, you have used the 443. So how we will know
netstat command? We'll cover all those. Netstat command. With a netstat, we'll be able to display what port is used by which application.
Okay, we will cover now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some 10 to 15 commands related to only on the networking we will cover in next week or this coming Saturday, Sunday. We will cover that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No, can I just add that in the case of this NC command for google.com, because google.com essentially will be running a web server, and that's why we tested for 443. You can't test for, let's say, 3035 or whichever the MySQL port. It definitely will not be open. So you will have to have that, since google.com is a web server, 443 will definitely
443 will definitely work. Yes,
that's how you do.
Yes. But in that case, what I'm saying, with the database with the 3305 port number, definitely telnet will work. if telnet is enabled. So in
No,
our
in
test
that
node,
case also NC will work, except that it will not work with google.com is what I'm saying.
correct. I
You,
got it.
you will have to give the IP of the MySQL server.
Yes, you have to give the MySQL server. That's what, even what I'm trying to tell that telnet also nicely works, I'm saying. So that's the reason in test environment or into the dev environment, they will not disable the telnet because that is used heavily by all the either developer or testers, everything. Yes, in the production, they will be disabling the telnet, everything. Telnet will not work under the production.
Rajesh, is telnet and NC is the same command, same thing?
No, sir. Both are different.
Okay.
See, we will cover, guys, all this things in our networking, next networking thing when we cover, right, those commands, right, we'll cover that. Okay, guys, I think it's already been too late today, right? So we have covered more than 2.5 hours today. So we'll stop it at that, and then like we will try to see tomorrow. Okay. So is it fine?
Okay.
So let
Yeah.
me stop the recording.
Okay.
Yeah.